What is up, YouTube? It's me, Celtic the Casual Gamer, and today we are going to be doing another Smite discussion. Today we are going to be discussing how you should be building Terra. More specifically, should Terra be building power items? So what this video is going to do is break down what her abilities do, how much they scale for, and with her recent changes, if it's suddenly viable for her to put one or two damage items into her kit to see how it would affect her in overall gameplay. Now, as always guys, this is not just me rambling and telling you how you should play the game. It is a discussion. If you disagree with something I say, let's discuss it down in the comments down below. I'm actually curious to see what you guys think about this. So, without further ado, let's dive in and let's discuss, should Terra build damage? Now, just so for some reference here, her abilities scale as follows. So her dash, which is her first ability, scales with 30%. Her 2 has 35% scaling on both the rocks clashing together and you dashing through them. Her 3 now has a change where it can explode if you dash through it as well, and that pulse does 50% scaling, and then her ultimate has 30% scaling on the heal portion. Now, yes, if she has a standing stone active, her passive also has 10% scaling on auto attacks, but for the sake of this video, I'm not considering Terra an auto attack based god. Now let's put this into better perspective and let's assume that you are playing solo lane Terra, because I do think that's where she is at her strongest right now. She is one hell of a support, but I think her solo potential is a lot better because she gets that heal online faster. Anyway, regardless, for the most of the early game you are only going to have your boots, be that the power boots or the CDR boots. Again, I recommend CDR boots, but that is my personal preference. That gives 40 magical power, which again is going to give you 12 magical scaling on both her dash and the heal on the ultimate, 14 power on the rocks colliding, and then 20 power on her 3 whenever you dash through and make it pulse, as you can see there. Now, I recommend always using the 3 burst to clear because it also levels your heal. That is the route I have been going on Terra. But more specifically, let's talk about, does Terra have the opportunity to 100 to 0 someone? Now, certainly not early game. Her base scaling on her 3, I think at max rank is 200, don't quote me on that, which is a good chunk, and with the 50% scaling, it certainly helps. And the root, which again enables the damage over time that the 3 has, it all is well and good. But I do not think that Terra has the ability to 100 to 0 someone with even max power. You'll even notice in the clips that I'm providing here, I at no point 100 to 0 someone. I at best have aid from minions or the tower or a friend in a lot of the cases. This Arachne bails me out of a hell of a lot of situations in this game. That being said, it being 3.5 minutes into the video, my official stance on this is Terra should not be building full power. If anything, she should be building hybrid. You will notice as this video goes on that I go into both Ethereal Staff and Soul Reaver as the game progresses. Now, as that does do a gross amount of damage, as you will see me body a Ymir pretty bad, again, I got help from the Phoenix, and he was already half dead. It's great, the extra boost in power does give you a bit of threat, but it is nothing to scream about. Heck, you might be able to pub stomp in casual games with damage Terra, and it's actually fairly fun. I had fun playing this game. But if you're going to be playing ranked, I do not recommend doing damage Terra because your team will probably yell at you. But now I can hear everyone thinking, well, if not the damage or bruiser style of build, how should I build Terra? Well, I recommend building Terra like more of a traditional support. She certainly isn't going and attacking the carries like you would see on a Ymir or a Bacchus. but she can peel really well for her carries. So that's where I go into that very classic support build that I touched on in, I think, the last discussion video I made. Now, I do recommend, again, for those of you who haven't watched it, I recommend building the Sovereignty, the Heart Word, and then the Gauntlet of Thebes. Those 3 items give a really strong aura that you'll be able to pass along to your team, and that's going to help them survive. At best, I recommend that you go into Voidstone on Terra, because it is a really handy item if you are going to aggress or if they are going to aggress onto you. The Voidstone is going to lower the enemy's magical protection, and that is very handy if you have someone building the Heartward Amulet. Voidstone actually acts as a pretty solid counter to the Heartward Amulet, because Heartward Amulet is going to give an aura of 20 protection, and then the Voidstone takes away 20 magical protection. So it's a pretty direct counter to that other item. So if you notice that the other support is going to be going into a lot of aura items, you can build the Voidstone and counter some of that spreading of the love on their side. Outside of those 3 items, again being the Sovereignty, the Heartward Amulet, and Gauntlet of Thebes, I think it's really fun to build Terra as a healer. If you build the Lotus Crown and Rod of Asclepius, then you are augmenting your healing abilities and, again, giving more protections. Lotus Crown, assuming it hasn't been changed, gives 20 protections to anyone, of both protections, to anyone that is in your heal or has been healed by one of your abilities. Since you have an area of effect heal, that can be pretty handy. In a team fight, you could be spreading another 20 of each protection around to your team if you place that healing ground correctly. And that is my opinion on how Terra should be played or built. But again, I am curious to see what you guys do. So leave it down in the comment section down below. How do you build Terra? And that is where I am going to leave this episode of Smite, the discussion. If you enjoyed watching today, please leave a like on the video. If you want to see more from me, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, guys, this is Celtic the Casual, signing off.